Ready? All right. Okay. So in Shmiras haLashon Shar HaTavuna Perek Tes Zayin Yutes Shvat. V'yesh Anoshim. Okay, the last of the seven things that are roots, are causes for a person to speak Lashon Hara, is mitzad oimer mutter. Dahainu, oimer mutter means they say it's permissible. What does that mean? Shayetza matos and Yetzirah tricks them, fools them. Shadav zayin b'kal Lashon Hara. Spoke about this in the Hakdama, Sefer Chafetz Chaim, that some of the things the Yetzirah sells us is, that's not Lashon Hara. That's okay to say. Oh, shall ish kazel ish satar Lashon Hara. Or no, it might be Lashon Hara, but you're allowed to speak about this person. You're allowed to speak Lashon Hara. V'ad Rabba, not only are you allowed to speak mitzvah, even it's a mitzvah to degrade him, to put him down because of this reason and that reason. Ube'emes, says the Chavetz, Kamat Reiv Anoshim Nechsholim B'Lashon Hara Mitzav Tisaron Zeh. He says most people trip up on Lashon Hara because of this. Then a chisaron yidei, a lack of knowledge. V'hine, the chisaron zeh ein shum eitzah. He says there's no answer to this problem, Rock, except you have to learn Hilchos Lashon Hara well. To know exactly where halachically Lashon Hara applies. As we've explained. That's the antidote. That's how you deal with this problem, is that you actually go and learn Sefer Chafetz Chaim. He says, this is the best eitzah. The best eitzah to counteract Lashon Hara is to learn the halachas of Lashon Hara. That gives you the knowledge, it gives you the power, it gives you the ability not to speak Lashon Hara, notwithstanding all those other reasons a person speaks Lashon Hara. Lashon Hara. It says Chavetz Chaim a very interesting thing, that this that we're saying, that's learning the halachas of Lashon Hara, is the answer to the problem of speaking Lashon. He says it's not specifically only Lashon Hara. He says this is true for any mitzvah that you stumbled a few times in. You see you're falling in this din. And he said to the extent that the Yitzhar now has you in his hands. It's an aver you do because you fail. Let's say it becomes naslo keheter, and it's not a new advice. It's included in what we talked about. You'll see the tzitzis. You remember all the mitzvahs. When you do them, we compare Rashi Sham Shas Chira. Chira means talking about the mitzvah, learning about the mitzvah. You find that there's an avera that you're falling a lot. Learn that halachas. Be'iyun Rav. Learn it in depth. To know the halacha clearly with all the pratim. And review it many times. By doing that, the halacha will be set in your mind. And by doing that, you also are able to remove the Yetzer Hara's power over you in this Avera. Kedisa b'Medrash Rabbah, Pashas Nosei v'Zel Shonei, as the Medrash Rabbah says, Im Yagata Harbe b'Divrayim, if you've exerted yourself in the words of Torah, Kadosh Baruch Hu Mesi Yetzer Hara, the Yetzer Hashem removes the Yetzer Hara from you. The Eitzah Mechoni Shmiras haLashon. He says, and this is an Eitzah. So he's saying it's true for any Avera that you do. You see that there's an Avera you do regularly, you want to tackle it. You got to take out the Shulchan Aruch, you got to take out the halacha, learn it in depth, know it really well, review it, and that gives you the strength against the Yetzer Hara. He says, and it's true here also. I feel in Kvar but even if I've accustomed myself to speak Lashon Hara, Chas v'Shalom, v'Gavar Lav Yitzhar Binyan, and the Yetzer Hara has me in his power. Appears to the extent that you speak and you don't even realize that you're saying lashon hara. He says, don't give up. And you should know by reviewing halachas many times, it'll be totally overturned, and rather in your nature will be set that you don't speak lashon hara. Because what is it going to result at? That at some point you're going to start noticing everything you say. And you're going to be able to say, 1 minute, can I say that? Can't I say that? And that'll be true even if it's only a vak lashon hara. You'll feel it. You'll see as you're speaking. Kosh Baruch Hu not abadum koach hargosha, because Hakadosh Baruch Hu put into a person the ability to be sensitive to this. And he says here in parentheses, "Who came Mashom Chazal b'chulin," similar to what the Gemara says in Chulin, Mar Bodik Le Bilishna. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. That he would test maybe the knife with his tongue to see if it's sharp. The tongue has that ability to recognize what it's saying, and if a person learns halach as well, that sensitivity will be developed, and then he'll notice what he's saying. He says, and this is also something that's very helpful for learning Torah. Right? That when a person has a thought of something and he's ready to say it, he's bringing it to his mouth. That's where it's checked out. Is it a correct statement or not? As the Gemara says in Erechin, and it says, don't read it as moitzi as moitzi. To those, it's life for those who verbalize it by peh. It's true for all aspects of speech. Just because we've accustomed ourselves just to chatter. We just speak. Or we don't notice what's coming out of our mouth. So this ability to recognize what you're saying, knowing what you're saying is weakened. But if a person does what we said and he learns the halachas and he reviews them, you'll start noticing what you speak from now on. This koyach that we have in our teva will be strengthened till it comes to its right place. Do another one. Generally, a person will know that as long as you don't know clearly, you don't know what halach is about something, you're not sure if this statement is lashon hara. So what should be the response? If you're not sure, shouldn't say it. Just like if it's a suffix treif, you don't eat it until you could. So if it's a suffix lashon hara, so don't say it. I feel him hayetzim faterim and tzadar loyman. Even if the yitzhar is, you hear this argument in your head and saying sheyesh b'dov is a tzad mitzvah. No, it's a mitzvah to say it. V'yiska loylam haba, and you'll get loylam haba. Afabi can ayishmalo. Still, don't listen to that voice. Because this way you'll certainly be saved from the din. Let's say you were wrong, and you really could have said it. When you get upstairs, right? There was an argument. It was a mitzvah to say, and you didn't say it. Right? They're going to ask you, "Madula Ginisas plenty being plenty. Why did you, degrade that person? He's a avaryan. He's a sinner. You should have said something." But no, it's a tzad mitzvah. It was even a mitzvah to say it. You'll always be able to answer. It's the suffix. Listen, I wasn't sure. I can't easily be dovza but get a sheval taisa, and therefore I chose sheval taisa, which is the right option. Mashain came Megana's point. Unlike so, if let's say you choose to listen to that voice and yes, say bad about that person, or yes, I'm a mitam suffix, or you'll make an argument with him because of the suffix. The Yetzer Mefater Sheish B'Dov was that tzad mitzvah that the Yetzer is convincing you that there's a good reason to think it's right to do. Ma yasa achakach? What are you going to do afterwards? In Misvar Shei B'Dov Zavoin Lashon Umachlekes. That later, after this, you find out that no, it was Lashon Hara, it was Machlekes. Racha Yitzhara, Erimoy Bezen, the Yetzer just fooled you. My Yoshev Mal was this. So when they come upstairs and they ask you, why did you say it? What are you going to say? What do you say? You're not going to say, well, because it was a suffix, so I did say it. That's what you're going to argue. I had a suffix, so I said it. Because the machas suffix lahoylo. If it was a suffix, you should have been quiet. So you wouldn't have it. It's like make a cheshbon hanefesh. What do I have to lose? If I do say it, and what are those if I don't say it? When I come up to Shemayim, and they're gonna have a taina. Let's say I was supposed to say have a taina. Why didn't you say it? I have a response. I wasn't sure. I said it's a suffix. Maybe it's wrong, so I didn't do it. But if you did say it and they ask you why did you say it, and you say, well, because it was a suffix, I decided to do it. It's not a very good argument. So therefore, the Chafetz Chaim says that that's a rule that you have to have in your back pocket. Whenever you're not sure if it's Lashon Hara, don't say it. Don't let the Eitzah convince you that you should say it. All right? Adkan.